text communication, phone, verbal communication. It'll be probably timeline description of what you're encountering at the moment. Maybe it would make communication a lot less complicated. Well, you're dealing with text and you understand use it against you, you tend to try to set up a boundary or a trench for that situation alone. However, I've encountered something today that no matter how around I try to get it, how lightly I try to put it, sometimes there's no way around. The only way is through. So you got to go through it. Sometimes you lose friends for certain periods of times, family members for certain period of times. But nevertheless, it must be something that you need to go through. Sometimes you need that separation from certain sources to continue to evolve, to grow, to deal with life encounters without those links that enhance negative situations. I'm not saying the negative situations that are enhanced by certain beings is the beings from fault, but it just be the entities using the beings to enhance or put pressure on situations that are happening in your life that those beings that are trying to contact you have actually no idea that it's going on in your life. So I really have not much to say. I just happened to wake up to some stuff that I went to sleep to, and I just didn't think that I'd be waking up to it. And I really, as I evaluated the situation, I'm like, dang, I tried to kill it before it went this far. But some things, no matter how much you try to calm, sometimes it's just destined to it's just destined to go bad, And sometimes the way that we look at situations ain't always. I have a scar right here. It's like so annoying. It always reminds me of like a booger. But I shouldn't be trying to like hold two different topics at the same time because I completely dropped what I was just saying. But it's like so crazy because when life gets real hard or when you're encountering certain life encounters that require your full attention or your attention on a different level that probably would separate you from certain dealings with certain people, those dealings that you usually would have, and if you're trying to find a way to cut it off or minimize the encounter of negativity, still can be taken heavily, and today is a very, very, very hot day. And along with the day being so hot, having to be the mother and the father, so it kind of turns it up a notch in your life or as your obligations and your press, especially if you don't have a job. So if you don't have a job, so your press is going to be a little bit more harder. And those who are either adding to the stress are completely unaware of what a day's struggle or a day's journey for you is like. Whether you tell them or not, it's not going to be received or respected because it's not their journey. So me being a very emotional and sensitive person, sensitive to atmosphere, sensitive to beings and their thoughts, I tend to take in a lot. But I'm not looking for any credit or nothing, but, I'm just hoping I can help somebody in a situation where, things tend to get a little bit hard. It just seems like family and friends don't make it no easier because they don't really understand that you have other demons you're fighting besides the one that they are visibly aware of. Oh, okay. So, me, Gosh, it's so crazy because before I took a nap, I did have a topic that I said that I was going to get on earlier. Um, dang, I'm trying to think if I can think about it while I'm on here. Nope, it just does not come to mind. I guess because I'm still trying to pretend as though I'm not dealing with that situation, but mentally I still am. I say that, oh, it is what it is, but mentally you still are. It's a human response to having feelings for other people, other people outlook being of your concern. Like, dang, you just got it wrong. Oh my gosh, you just, took it too far. Or, sometimes you got to push back, and you have to be careful with certain relationships. If you're always the one who's either bowing down, pushing back, or apologizing, that's not a real serious relationship you want to have on a close connection encounter on a consistent base. When you talking about family and close friends, you can't just cut everybody off. You won't have nobody, and which not having nobody ain't such a bad thing, but that's just not reality. That's just not something you want in your life. You know what I mean? So, but not at the expense of your own mental ability of coping. You want to always be the one in apologetic state. It took a while for me to understand. And someone happened to say, you always apologizing. Well, me, personally, I've never really, I've always, in my mind, I've always felt like, I'm always ready to reconciliate, whether it's my fault or your fault, you know what I mean? Some people is too prideful to come back and say sorry. Some people is too prideful to say, you know what, you're right, you know what, I'm gonna back off, the case may be. So I've always felt like it was worth, like when you love somebody, whether it's intimate or just relationship bound or friendship bound, I've always felt like it was worth more to be the bigger person and keep and hold some kind of relationship with that person, whether it's distant or close, to just apologize, whether you right or wrong. But I realized that you kind of put yourself in a weak state, always apologizing. You can apologize without even saying sorry, you know what I mean? So right now in this day and in this season, I'm practicing, and it's a very hard practice because when people around you are used to you being the bigger person, they are shocked by your unfamiliar reaction to their reaction. So if you're not hurrying up saying I'm sorry because they think in their mind they're all you got, then they will find a way. Then they're shocked. It's like, oh my gosh, she acting different. Oh my God, they're being, you know what I mean? But in this day, being grown and an adult, and you paying your own bills, and you're trying to make your own way, and you're struggling, and ain't nobody really putting a hand out unless you are really acting or putting yourself out there to be this pathetic being in a very bad situation. So it's like, please, you might as well just be a bum on the corner or at the corner store, with a cup out, you know what I mean? So you don't have to do that if it's family, but sometimes it breaks down to that, or the wear and tear from consistently asking, even though you pay back, from consistently asking and paying back. Some people don't deal with that good. Even if you pay them back, they look like they've always done something for you, which loaning and borrowing is doing something for someone, but at the same time, let's not outcast, or let's not rule out the whole idea that I never failed, or speaking in general, that we never failed to pay it back. So today I had an encounter with a phone situation, and it's just someone very close to me, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, you gathering all these negative thoughts and responses to something I'm really not saying. All I'm saying is I'm gonna talk to you later. If I'm saying I'm gonna talk to you later because I know I ain't got nothing nice to say and it has nothing to do with you, me not having nothing nice to say don't have nothing to do with you. Me not having nothing nice to say has to do with my situation. So I don't have nothing nice to say. The best thing for me to do is to get off the line. But everyone don't look at life like that. You know what I mean? So me not being, I don't know, for the last couple of days, every time I rub right here, I feel like I'm burning or got a scratch. But it is what it is. I just wanted to throw out there, if you've always been this apologetic person, I'm not saying not to be. Gosh, it's irritating me. I'm not saying not to be apologetic if that's your being, because if that's my being, that is my person. I'm an apologetic person. I really feel like a relationship is worth more me being the bigger person than me being still the bigger person and not losing my ground. Like, you know what, you're wrong. Sometimes you need to not lose your ground. Sometimes some people need to know, like, it's not about you. You know, sometimes life is just not about you. Sometimes life is about that person that's going through whatever they're going through. So don't hold them accountable as though they care less. You know, right now the thing is that some people are just caring more for themselves, because if they don't care more for themselves, who is going to do it? Who's going to care more for you than you? So you have to get to a point in your life where you care more for you, for them, so that when they need you, you are founded to be there for them. But people don't understand that. You know what I mean? So, not to continue to run on, I'm just really glad that I was able to evaluate the situation, because I sat there for a minute. I'm thinking to myself, like, I woke up to this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so, I mean, some people would, it's like, you gonna see you making it worse until after it and went all bad. Then you be like, oh, dang, I should have just backed off. You know what I mean? And that's me. I've been there, done that. So I tried to set up this trench, like, okay, well, I'm just going to shut up. Okay, well, I'm not going to text back. Okay, well, I'm just, you know what I mean? But then there comes a level where a respect boundary comes into place. Okay, being the wiser one of this situation by age, in which age does not make you older. But I do know that to a certain extent, age and rank and placement and family gets you some kind of respect level to where the other half should know, you know what, okay, you know what I mean? If you didn't found yourself being that one that's always apologetic and always giving the ground for the situation because of that person, oh, that's just how she is, you know, she get hot, you know, she pop off. That ain't no reason for you to lose ground. That ain't no reason for you to give the ground up for someone who's just either ignorant or inconsiderate of others. You know what I mean? So if in a situation like that, then, and you found yourself in a distant situation and you really don't like it, really just evaluate it and see exactly why the Lord has made it that way. Some people will speak of the universe, why the universe made it that way. But, you know, my relation is, you know, the Lord is always speaking to me. So I looked at it and I was like, well, maybe in this season for what's happening in my life, I need to be completely confined, like completely captivated away from anything that can hinder my spirit man. You know what I mean? Because I'm a sensitive person and I relate and I feel and I read in between. You know, I mean, I don't know. Most people call it empaths and spiritual people call it high discernment, you know, and I'm gifted in that way and I'm fine with that. But I've been through a lot and enough in my life to understand that, you know, some things are just not worth it. Some things are worth you saying okay to the negativity to get away from you. And that's just what it is, you know, and it's so sad because people don't understand that time accumulates. Time, distance and time together is a cold situation, because with time and distance, things change, people change. You know what I mean? Then you have to get to know people all over again. And then people sometimes are so focused on the idea still of who did what that, you know, they're looking for someone to blame. But me, been there, I can't say I really care to do that. I've never looked for someone to blame or whose fault it is. My thing is like, I'm just glad that we're back talking. You know what I mean? We get one life to live. I don't know if we're ever going to see you again. I don't know exactly what happens after we die. The one thing for sure is that as long as we're living, we have some kind of ground to set. You know what I mean? To where if after we die, there is an afterlife to where we can somehow remember each other. I want it to be on good terms. You know what I mean? I would love to have it on some terms that I'm happy that I didn't forget you. You know what I mean? So if the only way that I can accumulate that situation is for me to stay away so that you can have some good thoughts about me, that's fine. As much as I try to do right, it just seems like nothing's never enough. And I actually don't have a whole lot to throw in a pot of negativity because I'm so positive. I like to believe I'm so positive. Anybody that knows me knows I'm so positive. Anybody that knows me know that I don't rock with the negative. If something pop off right now, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm off. If something pop off, if I go to a barbecue right now and the energy shifts negative, I'm be like, hey, I'm grown, y'all. Come on, kids, let's go. Because I mean, I just know how God works through me. I know how He works with me. And I'm not saying I'm always right. You know, sometimes I am wrong, and I may be wrong somewhere in the situation. But it comes a point, it comes a time in life where you realize if you're always the one apologizing, if you're always the one bowing down, if you always the one reaching out, something's not right about that. It's not some, maybe not, it ain't so much it's not right, maybe it's just not fair. And life ain't fair all the time. But it comes a time in your life where you have to say that enough is enough. And if being alone for a period of time is your sacrifice to you giving yourself enough love to say not this time, then you do that. Because the reward is yours. You won't be alone for long. If you're a high-spirited, positive person, you will magnate others toward you. You know, and that's just what it is. And I've noticed that. I'm like, dang, I be sitting here crying about them over there, and I have them around here, you know, basically begging for my attention. Like, dang, she don't even care. I mean, I'm watching them try. You know, I'm watching them break their backs, trying to be for me. But I want them. And that's usually the natural response. That's usually what happens to us, is that we always reaching in a direction for those who are not reaching in a direction for us. It's almost like that boyfriend-girlfriend thing when you're young. You always like the person who don't like you type situation. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. This road is going one way. And it's just not fair. It's just not fair. And because it's not fair, we have no one to go and say, hey, can you create the balance for this unfairness? It just doesn't work like that. So you have to create it for yourself. You have to listen to the Holy Spirit and ask Him exactly what you want to do, what He wants you to do. And He may just say, pray for them from where you are and stay far away so I can continue to build you, to recruit you, to make you better for them from a distance. Hopefully it helps somebody. Hopefully I can get back on here and think about what I was going to get on here for, completely off this topic. It's really hot. I'm going to take a shower. See you soon.